Yahi Yahi. How up?
Thank you so much, Sylvia, for coming in and supporting us.
Thank you, West Coast Indians and unceded territory. Squamish, Coquitlam, Sabertooth, and what's that other one? Coquitlam? And Musqueam. Everything belongs to the West Coast Indians, you know, everything. Most of all, I'd like to thank the West Coast Indians for allowing me to better myself, for allowing me to have their sweats on their land. I stand here today, clean and sober, because I follow my birth and that's my culture. You know, I'm glad I'm here. I put these red handprints on your guys' banner for the murdered Indian women, and plus the blood of our ancestors. Us Indigenous people truly are the caretakers of Mother Earth. Indigenous people around the world truly do know how to live off the land. But here in Canada, it was stolen by another race of people. They don't even know how to tend for or care for Mother Earth at all. All they think about is greed, right? You know, I pray hard for people like that, because they're all spiritually sick people. Thank you, all my relations.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Badger. I'm an uninvited guest on these lands, and I'm just gonna, before we start, quickly talk about allyship and a bit of safety for today. So people in high-vis vests, there's gonna be a few more of us arriving and being handed out. We're here to keep you safe today. So if you need water, if you're cold, if you're too warm, let one of us know. If you feel any way uncomfortable or in danger, then we are here to keep you safe. And we have a saying, the police will say that they're here to keep us safe, but who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
And especially with the first peoples of this land, with our marginalized community, we have to be aware of the privilege that some of us have because of the color of our skin and our appearance and our gender. So I always say it's really important we have to stand behind them, give them space to speak. We need to stand alongside them as good allies, and we have to be prepared to stand in front of them to protect them if necessary, because we'll be treated differently. So just something in mind, we need to look after each other here. We are all crew. Thank you for being here. So we're Extinction Rebellion. Our mission is to end all fossil fuel subsidies. Our government is spending $40 million a day pushing us towards extinction and societal collapse. That money could be way better spent. Someone shout out something better that money could be spent on.
Housing.
Healthcare.
Housing.
Housing. Just transition. So many better things that money that so many people want and so many people need. There was a report I saw the other day, 59% of people don't want the government to spend any more money on the Trans Mountain Pipeline, and we know it's going to cost more money. It's going to cost billions more, and it's not even ever going to get finished for zero tax money. So today is going to be a really great day. We're starting here, we're going to have a little bit of music, and then we're going to head to Granville and Georgia Street, where we will take the intersection and we will have some more music and some more fun. For anyone that is considering being arrested, we do have support available for that. Carly is just parking her car, but we'll be back. So if you are even having the slightest inkling that you think you might be arrested, please come and speak to arrest support. We can point them out.
In the meantime, they can speak to one of us.
I was arrested for the first time on Saturday. I can talk about my experience. Obviously, it's different for everyone. Again, recognizing my privilege. But yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we're not for people who are marginalized, we don't want anyone to put themselves in unnecessary danger, but it's a personal decision. If you feel this is your time, maybe you've kind of sat down on the road a few times, you're ready, we're asking, please come and talk to us so we can make sure that that process is done right. Jillian, do we want to have some music here to get us started off?
I don't even want to stop the pipeline sound? No? Sorry, I forget your name.
Zeppelin.
We have what do you want to hear? Anybody want to play anything? Sorry, I forgot.
Or do you
We're just
have
waiting for arrest support to arrive, so literally anything.
We'll do anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do something? I don't want to get the mic before anybody has had a chance that's here. Do you want to go? Yeah. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
I don't think I need the mic.
Okay. This is the creator song. I've just learned it, so give me a minute. Way high, way high, way high. Way high, way high, way high. Gathering us here today. Please keep us safe while we're out in the streets and make sure everybody feels comfortable to support each other through this exciting adventure that we're going to have. And just thank you for everything, Creator.
Okay, well, whatever. I actually just wanted to talk about fossil fuel subsidies a little bit more and why we're doing what we're doing. So I have some fun facts about the way our government is spending the tax money that we're giving them right now. So 14 out of 15 of BC's largest fracking companies receive more money in drilling credits than they pay in taxes and royalties. Yay! That's fun fact number one. If a fracking company wants to build a road or pipeline through endangered caribou habitat in Treaty 8 territory, the provincial government will effectively pay for half of it with royalty credits. Yay! There are two sources of emissions exempt from BC's carbon tax. methane leaks from fracking, or slash and burn from logging companies. Shame! We don't actually shame, it's kind of one of our rules here, because we're all part of the same toxic system, but I get it, yes.
You take boo instead?
Yeah, boo's great. Boo's great. Okay. Let's see. So deep well drilling credits were actually introduced in the early 2000s to encourage fracking because it was such a dangerous environmental practice and it was a new thing. Oh, is it working again? No, it's on. So this was encouraged in the early 2000s to to sort of kickstart that industry that people were sort of leery about. I wonder why. Now nearly all of BC's gas comes from fracking, but we're still subsidizing it the same way, as if we were trying to kickstart something new. Yeah.
Kickstart housing!
And the BC NDP has doubled fossil fuel subsidies since coming into power. Doubled. Yeah, so that's why we're here today. That's what we're doing. I think that we have a pretty valid reason to be putting our bodies on an intersection. There. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Edie.
You wanna sing Stop Pipeline song?
Yeah. Yeah, he's out. Come on up.
No, I don't need the mic.
I know, but come take the stage. We have the people.
Okay. Stop the pipeline. Stop the oil tanker. You wanna sing? No, okay. Once. Stop the pipeline. Stop the oil tankers. We don't want them here because they pollute, because they kill all the life on the earth. Save the sky for eagles. Save the water for salmon. Save the forest for bears. Let us all live in peace. Stop the pipeline. Stop the oil tankers. We don't want them here because they pollute, because they kill all the life on the earth. You wanna
Just have to like be loud.
Yeah, that'd be better.
stop the pipeline.
Stop the pipelines.
Stop the oil tankers.
Stop the oil tankers.
We don't want them here
We don't want them here
because they pollute,
because they pollute,
because they kill
because they kill
all the life on the earth.
all the life on the earth.
Save the sky for eagles. Save the water for salmon.
Save the water for salmon.
Save the forest for bears.
Save the forest for bears.
Let us all live in peace.
Let us all live in peace.
Stop the pipeline.
Stop the pipelines.
Stop the oil tankers.
Stop the oil tankers.
We don't want them here
We don't want them here
because they pollute,
because they pollute,
because they kill
because they kill
all the life on the earth.
all the life on the earth.
I have a guitar if you want to play it down at there.
Oh my gosh, look at that truck on the way.
That's not good. Well, Brent warned us that the mic is good, but I can just talk like this. So, I'll just briefly talk about what we'll be doing at the intersection. If everyone could listen. The plan today is to... No, it's fine.
Can you get it? Can you get it set up? Can you get it?
Oh, really? Hello. Hello.
There we go. Yeah.
So the plan today is to get on to Granville in Georgia and to break the law. And the reason why we're breaking the law is because for the past 30 years we've been doing marches, we've been doing petitions, and carbon emissions globally have gone up by 60%. So if we're going to be adults about this, we need to recognize that not breaking the law doesn't work. And what also doesn't work is isolated, individualistic acts of heroic civil disobedience. What we need to do is cause public disruption, because that's historically what works in getting the government's attention and waking up the public. I'll just tell people a story about something that happened in the early 1900s. And in the early 1900s, the horse races in England were stopped by a woman who jumped in front of the king's horse during the horse races. And she did that for voting rights. Now, at the time, there was a lot of emotional outrage because people were like, well, what does stopping the horse races have anything to do with voting rights? But now we know that doing that and jumping in front of the horse resulted in voting rights becoming the top issue in the country for 2 weeks. Everyone had to talk about it because someone died. And at the time, people were like, well, why are you stopping the horse races? What's the point of that? People were angry. But she did what she had to do in order to raise the profile of the issue. And she was successful in doing that. And we're not going to get anywhere without causing public disruption. And I've been arrested 9 times. There are people here who've been arrested a bunch of times. And the reason why arrest while doing public disruption is important is because that's a form of emotional communication with the public. By showing them that you're willing to get arrested, you're showing them that you're willing to suffer for your beliefs, because that's what it takes. In the 1960s, during the Civil Rights Movement, there was one campaign in Selma, Alabama, the March on Selma, and part of that included blocking the main bridge in Selma. And when they were planning on doing that, the racist governor in Selma, in Alabama, said that they shouldn't be doing that because it's going to disrupt the good commuters of Selma, Alabama. And the argument that was made on the other side was that society is in a moral crisis, and therefore it is important to disrupt the public because society is continuing cooperation with an apartheid regime. And right now, as we all know, 2 degrees of global average temperatures increase is now locked in, which means that mass starvation of Africans, of millions of Africans, is now locked in. And so that's already done. And we're not isolated individuals. We're part of a social contract with the government. And those deaths we're complicit in those deaths as long as we don't enter into civil resistance to the point of arrest. So when I get arrested for the past 9 times, I don't worry about the consequences because in some weird way, those of us who've been arrested are the lucky ones. Because we've made the transition that needs to be made emotionally about what needs to be done when you're faced with a genocidal government. And when you're faced with a genocidal government, your options become binary, historically. You can either resist or you can be complicit in this system. And it's a very horrible thing to say, and I wouldn't be saying this in the 1990s, but it needs to be said in 2021 when 2 degrees of increase is locked in, when we've known the science for the past 30 years. So the last thing I'll say is that numbers don't matter. What matters is arrest and the emotional communication with the public. And we're building for many iterations in the future, because this is one of many iterations. Every 3 months, we will be having 14 days of campaigns where we will be shutting down major arteries. And the point is to get to a critical mass. And it begins with a small group of people. The Freedom Riders movement to oppose bus segregation in the US began with 4 people, and it ended with 450 people in prison. And it was the most effective act of civil disobedience in that time. So we should never worry about numbers. What we need to be worried about is what we'll be thinking at our deathbeds. Whether we'll be happy with the fact that we didn't do whatever it nonviolently takes to resist a genocidal government, or whether we continued with business as usual. And most of society will hate you, but that's fine because the civil rights movement had a disapproval rating of 80%. So in order to be the most effective movement, we need to be the most unpopular movement and cause as much disruption as possible. And at the same time, we should be willing to pay the legal consequences. We should be willing to be able to enter into civil resistance to the point of arrest. Thanks.
Guys, don't fear nothing. If you're walking down the road, you can't get arrested. The only time you can get arrested is the white paper. The cops will go get their injunction. That's like me coming to your door saying, hey, can I come in, search your place, and say, you need a search warrant. So that means I have to go to the police officer and write up a search warrant. Takes about 3 or 4 hours to do, paperwork again, then come back to your door and say, here's my paper, right? See, the cops can't arrest you. The only time they can arrest you is if they read out their injunction. As soon as they read out their injunction to you, then they can have the right to arrest you. Other than that, they can't arrest you. So don't be afraid. Yesterday was a good thing. Cops came, they threatened out with their injunction, but they didn't read it out. Did they? Did they read out their injunction? No, see? We can block the road. Roadblock. We didn't need no cops to tell us where we're going. Plus another thing too, if you see an ambulance or a fire truck, let that go by. Let that